everyone! So as you guys can tell from the title, I got a new job. So we have a lot to talk about, but before getting into that, today's video is in collaboration with Dossier. If this is your first time hearing about Dossier, Dossier makes designer cult favorite scents but at a fraction of the cost. So instead of having to go and splurge on a specific scent that you really enjoy, you still get to smell like your favorite signature scent that you enjoy, but don't have to pay for that full price. So the way it works is on their website you can go and pick the scent that you want and it'll tell you what scent it's inspired by. So if you already have one that you already own and love, but you just want it in a more affordable option, you can go ahead and do that. Or if you just want to explore and you don't even really want to make that big purchase yet, but still want to smell like that scent that you really want to try, you can do that as well. And once you pick your scent, you'll get it in the mail and your package will look like this, and inside will have your Dossier bottle. Here are what the bottles look like. They are beautiful bottles, and if you are wondering, they do make cologne as well, which my dad and brother own their scents and love them. And I have just been a huge fan of Dossier for years now. They're the only perfumes I wear on a daily basis. I get so many compliments. I have friends who I've gifted these scents to and they just absolutely love them and have told me that they have that designer scent, and they compare them and they say they are identical and you can't even tell a difference. So everyone that I know is a huge fan. And what's really great about it too is if you do get your scent in the mail and you end up not liking it, you're able to return that within 30 days with no additional charge to you, which is really, really nice. So if you haven't tried it already and want to, I do have a discount code with them. It's Amanda5 for 5% off your order. Again, thank you Dossier for partnering with me on this video. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, so I'm gonna put my hair clips back. I figured today, there's no real reason for me to get ready today, but I figured we can chit chat about this while I get ready for the day. So yes, I did get a new job, and for everyone wondering, I am still teaching and I will continue to be teaching 4th grade just at another school. So I don't even know where to begin because everything that has transpired over the last couple weeks has completely been a surprise, not as expected. It's just been a whirlwind of the last couple weeks, and I could have never guessed 2 weeks ago that I'd be in this position. So I've tried my best to be as honest as I could about my experience this year without, you know, spilling too many details. Just being honest that like I've had a very challenging year. This is one of the hardest years of my life, and I've just not been in a good place mentally and physically. Like I've had to literally go to the doctors and seek out therapy because of how hard this year has been. As anyone knows, being an educator right now, it is extremely challenging. And with that being said, like on top of that, having the experience that I have had at my school has not made it any easier. So I'll be honest, since before winter break, it has been something I have considered leaving schools just because I had not been happy. And before I gave up on the idea of being an educator, I knew that I just needed to find maybe a different experience, and maybe my school was just not the right fit and I needed to fall back in love with education again. And it had been the advice my sister has given me because she's a teacher, and many other people in my life have said just try different schools. But I've also was balancing the idea of giving it another try, one more year. I was like, just being a teacher in general and being a first-year teacher in general is a lot. So dealing with post-pandemic, being in a post-pandemic world, and then plus being a first-year teacher on top of that, plus just being at my specific site, all those things had been extremely a lot to deal with at once. Not even like, and I will say, like, not even just me being out on my own for the first time, like I don't really think that had been a huge factor of stress. Like it really was just a huge focus on my career that had been stressing me out. So it was an idea that I had gone back and forth on pretty much like the whole school year, honestly, because I try to decide, well, is it just because I'm a first year teacher and next year it'll be a lot easier once I know a little bit more of what I'm doing, have a little better grasp on things. And so that was my thought process. So in my district, they had us sign our contracts, or not sign our contracts, but they had us put in our letters of intent before winter break, so in December. So it was stressful because in December, like, I had no idea, and so did so many of my other coworkers, had no idea what we were going to do, because a lot of my feelings were similar to the rest of my coworkers, who a lot of them were also first year teachers. And in addition to that, my district has like this transfer option where there's like so many schools in my district that they said that they're like, we don't want to lose you. You can still, there may be just another, like they were saying, we don't want to lose you. Like, every school is so different and none is like the next. So you can apply to another school in the district that has an opening. So periodically throughout this whole semester, they were going to have a vacancy list, and they were going to have a first round of transfer period and interviews. I think January or February. No, it was January. So like a couple weeks after we came back from winter break was when this whole interview process within the district was going to happen, after everyone put in their letters of intent and stuff like that. So at that point, me and a few of my other friends decided to put in that we were going to stay, because at that point, after battling the conversation, I was like, you know what, let me just give it one more year. Now that I've learned a little bit, I think I'll be a little bit more confident next year, and hopefully it'll be better. So I put in my letter of intent to stay in 4th grade, and my current teammate is actually moving states. So one of my other really good friends who currently teaches 5th grade, she wanted to move down to 4th grade so that way we could work together. And so after that, we did end up getting 4th grade together. So we were very excited about the idea of getting to be teammates and work together again, just because knowing how challenging not only this career is, but how challenging it has been in our specific situation, that at least we would have one another. And I always say, like, if it wasn't for my coworkers this year, I don't know how this year would have been for me. So they helped me get through a lot. So we're like, we know that we just need to have each other. So at that point, from the rest of the year, we had decided, okay, we're gonna stay next year. We're gonna teach 4th grade together next year. We'll make the best of it, whatever. And then just as this semester, or we have them quarters, but as this whole year has been going, it's been really challenging for me, mentally and physically, emotionally, all the things. And I actually have just continued to have breakdowns and just been so anxious about the following school year. I was really craving a change, and just I wanted to bring back my passion for education again, and the motivation that I used to always have. And thinking about next year was just putting me in a really dark place. And I had to go to the doctor, and they've recommended me getting on some anxiety medication just because of how bad it's affected me this year. And so that week, it was the beginning of April, there was a vacancy list for 4th grade at this specific school that I was really interested in. Just had heard nothing but great things about, and 2 of my other friends had already decided that they were going to move to that school months before. There was only one 4th grade position though, and I was like, if it wasn't for my good friend, I would totally go for it, because I am needing something good to look forward to. I am ready for a change. I need a new environment. I just need to fix something in my life. And I really wanted to do that, but I didn't want to do that without one of my good friends, because I knew that having each other would truly make our experience so much better. And so that had me down in the dumps. And so a week or 2 later, we're out at dinner, me and this friend and one of our other good friends, and we see that there's an updated list for now there's 2 available 4th grade positions at this school. In that moment, I freak out and I'm like, this is literally the sign that we've needed and I've needed. Like, she was like, do we go for? I'm like, yes, absolutely. So we go home, apply for the position, email the principal at the school the very next day, get our interview scheduled for the following week, and we get hired like the next day. So it was just literally like a sign. It was insane because it was like there couldn't have been a better scenario. Like, I still cannot believe it. Like, I had been literally waiting for this moment for months and months and months, because we said, if only there was another school for us where we could still work together, and especially a grade level that we would want to do. I love 4th grade. I absolutely love it. Like, I wouldn't want to change grade levels. So the fact that it was also at the specific school that our other friends are at, and a school that I've really been interested in and really wanted to work at, it was just insane. On top of that, if you guys watched my last video, that video was in a collaboration with Keen, which was a psychic reading company that has like all these readers and stuff. So I did my reading for that sponsored video, and I left a lot of details out of that, like my reading experience, just because at the time, a lot of it, like half of it made sense to me, and like the stuff I shared was so on point, but at the time, half of it, I was like, it didn't make sense to me, because when I did that reading, she mentioned a lot of things like to not make any decision early April, wait until around April 21st, towards the end of April, this and that. She mentioned that I would be doing the same thing in career, but just not in the same place, and things like that. And at the time when I did my reading, I wasn't, like I said, planning on leaving. Like, I was planning on staying and being at my school, and so that didn't make sense to me. And she kept saying I would have a lot more clarity between spring and summer on the decision I want to make. And so now that all of this has happened, I'm like, it still blows my mind of how like spot on she was, because now I'm like, oh yeah, like, don't make any decision early April, because early April is like, I think April 3rd when I saw that first, only that one position open up, and then a couple weeks later is when that opportunity came up for both of us, which I didn't even say, but both of us did get the job. I think I said that. But it was just like the best opportunity for us, because we had both been wanting to we had both been considering other options, both have been contemplating going back and forth with our own families, and just having a really tough decision about our next steps and our paths and our future. So in that sense, I still just like can't believe that everything just happened to work out for us. And like, yeah, we all got the job, and we're just so excited, because I wished this for a while, that because I love my coworkers so much, I wish that we were able to like pick ourselves up and go to another school and work together. And because that's happening, I'm just like, how does this happen? So I'm like, now it's crazy, because I'm starting to feel so optimistic and hopeful for the future again, which is exactly what I was needing. And I'm excited for the next school year again, and I'm just really hoping that I have a better year next year and experience, because teaching had always been my dream, and I just need to fall back in love with that again. And now being optimistic and, like I said, having something to look forward to, it's just been awesome. Like, we have this new excitement again, and it's just amazing. And so I'm just glad everything worked out like it was supposed to, and I'm excited to continue to take you on my journey of moving schools and everything. And I really hope that this experience, it's a place where I could be for a few more years, and just I'm excited about that, because I want to stay at a school and really grow with the community. So I hope that it works out for me. So thank you guys for watching this video and hearing a little bit more about my next steps, because it's crazy. I'm like, one year after the other, I feel like I always have new changes, and life is just crazy. I'm like gonna be moving to not only a new apartment, but now a new school, and I'm just excited for the future which is awesome. I mean, like I said, I couldn't be more excited and happy about my future now, and I'm very, very excited about it. So we have a few more weeks of school left, just I think 3 more weeks, I believe. So I'm gonna finish out this school year really strong and just spend and enjoy every moment with my students, because I am going to miss them very much. But again, thank you guys so much for watching this video and following me through my whole life journey, because it's been a lot. If you guys enjoyed it, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I'll see you on my next video. Bye guys.